Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on the state of play of February 25th, 2021. So, as always in any direct state of play, whatever presentation, try to keep your expectation low because if you set them too high, you're going to be really disappointed. So, with that said, was this a good state of play? Well, it is what it is. It's okay for what they have. It sort of gives you a reason why to have a PlayStation 4 or heck, why buy a PlayStation 5 to some extent. But unfortunately, in my personal opinion, it was just so-so. They showed games that already been mentioned before. They just, you know what, there's more information about it. They showed some games, new games, which is kind of surprised. And surprisingly for this presentation, they actually showed a Japanese game. Because if you've been following Sony in their video game division lately, if you just heard their Japanese studio, because the people behind some like Jumping Flash, Gravity Rush, etc., Japan studio, PlayStation, apparently there going to be some sort of rearrangement because apparently their games are not selling in Japan, and I guess not a lot of people like them. I mean, I like some of their Japanese game. I mean, it's PlayStation's gonna become Play US Station, in my opinion. I don't know. Hopefully not, but apparently there are some restructuring on the Japanese side. I mean, what? There's no more Gran Turismo. Well, there's still Gran Turismo, but no more what? Tumba or no more. I don't know, man. Like the games that were developed by Japan Studio PlayStation, but whatever, that's a different story there. But they did show at least one Japanese game out of it. So, like always before, I'm only gonna give my thoughts on games that I am interested. So there've been some, of course, total of 10 for this presentation. Some of them I'm not really interested about it, but there is one I'm gonna do some honorable mention. That is The Returnal. It's a third-person action shooter which you play as an old lady, and the catch of this game is if you die, the stage changes, and apparently there's some sort of like story behind that. So again, I have to wait and see if it's good or not. It's by PlayStation. Yes, it's a first-party game, so I guess some people do like it, but I'm gonna have to wait and see because it's gonna come out April the 30th. So with that said, here are the games that I'm sort of interested, except for one. I'm really mostly interested for this one that showed in the state of play. So the first one they showed was Crash 4 finally gonna be on the PlayStation 5. So when I saw that one, I'm gonna say, oh, maybe they're gonna add something new that's exclusive for the PlayStation 5. Not so much. It's just 4K, 60 frame, 3D audio, and you know it's gonna be a better experience because now it's more powerful system. I mean, it is what it is there. So I mean, yeah, so Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 5. But the best part here is that if you have Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 4, you can actually get a free upgrade. Plus, you're able to save the data. So at least there's some incentive if you got the PlayStation 4 version. So free update, that's free upgrade. So pretty good there. But the game itself, yeah, it's just more fancier, much better performance. But it is what it is there. So they did show a new indie title that's sort of interesting in my opinion, and it's called Sifu. And what it is that it's a martial arts game. You're one guy and you're fighting a lot of enemies, and that's all they showed. So I don't know what it is, but it's probably going to be one of those indie brawler type games. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it's better than Fighting Force for the PlayStation 1. Just saying there. So another one that already shown before, but they showed more information, and that is Five Nights at Freddy for the PlayStation 5. The new game that you're in a new advanced Chuck E. Cheese place. And you actually, interesting part about this one is there's actually a character that appears, and I guess you play this character. And of course the deal is you're a security guard and that you have to hide and of course avoid the animatronics, because if you know the franchise it's all about the Chuck E. Cheese robot, but then they're sort of haunted. And well, the lore is, the gist of it is they're trying to shove real people inside the animatronics. yeah, it's scary, it's weird, but it's a lot of jump scare. But this time, it's in the PlayStation 5. Of course, better engine. Now it's a free roaming first person view. And apparently, there's a character by the name of Gregory. I don't know who it is. And of course, the deal is you just have to hide. That's really it. They show some new animatronics, the new Freddy, the new, I don't know, the chicken, the rabbit, the fox. Again, sort of interesting there, but really not my cup of tea of playing it because I don't do jump scare horror. But like I said, the lore is interesting, so I kind of want to see what's the next level for this game. So the biggest one here, the biggest event in my opinion that kind of said, okay, you know, the state of play is not that bad, and that is new information for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So the gist of it, of course, April of 2020, this game was released exclusive for the PlayStation 4 as a 1-year exclusivity. So I don't know what's going to happen now. However, they've been announced that on June 10th, 2021, there will be a PlayStation 5 version with better graphics, better performance, frame rate in 4K or higher 4K. Basically make the game, once again, much better, kind of like what I said about Crash 4. And since I'm a Final Fantasy fan, I'm probably going to enjoy it because 60 frame, better graphics. Come on. I mean, Final Fantasy in 60 frame, yeah, interesting. So the best part one about this is if you have the PlayStation 4 version, you get a free upgrade and you're able to bring your data to the PlayStation 5 version. And not only that, so not only there's a PlayStation 5 version, free upgrade, free save data transfer, they introduced a new story for Final Fantasy VII Remake called Intergrade. So technically it's sort of a side story to what happened. So judging by the trailer, it kind of takes place when Cloud fell to the church after the big robot battle, and Cloud met Aerith in the church. So at the same time, they kind of show what happened to the other group. Barrett and Tifa were talking, they couldn't find Cloud. And of course, you don't play them, but you play as Yuffie and a brand new character. So yeah, so this one takes place sort of the same timeline as the first part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but this time you play as Yuffie, the ninja girl, which is an optional hidden character in the original version, and a brand new character that I never heard of. Some people say it was from Dirge of Cerberus. Again, I have not played the game yet. So it's going to be a story about her investigating what's happening in Midgard. So again, sort of interesting. And with the PlayStation 5 version, the graphics, I like it. I have to give props. It's actually beautiful. I'm hyped. Oh man. So yeah, so my theory about this is to kind of keep you busy for a while, to have this sort of special story that's all about Yuffie until probably, I'm going to guess, 2022, heck, 2023 for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Because you remember, Final Fantasy VII is sort of a Lord of the Rings style. It's like episodic, but big, in-depth story. So that's what it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Part 2 is going to be PlayStation 5 exclusive, Series X or, whatever. But thoughts about that one, awesome. I'm hyped. If I get a PlayStation 5 eventually, I'm definitely going to play it on that Final Fantasy VII, and I'm definitely going to get the Yuffie expansion. And my guess about this, I think a lot of people also said it, it's not a free game. It's not a free DLC. You probably have to pay this. It's probably going to be $40 to $50. Just guessing there, so we'll just have to wait and see more information. And of course, just a side note, they also mentioned for Soldier, a mobile game that takes place prior to Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then they also show some other Final Fantasy VII games for the mobile. There's a new Final Fantasy VII Pocket Edition. And then they also show some other games that eventually is going to be on mobile. Who knows, but we'll just have to wait and see. So they're actually, the word I'm looking for is they're whoring out Final Fantasy VII franchise. But again, remember, Final Fantasy VII is popular. So with that said, what I think about the state of play, I think it's okay for what it is. The Nintendo Direct is still much better than this, but it is what it is. It gives you kind of reason why to get PlayStation to some extent, or heck, Final Fantasy VII. That's all I'm gonna say. So those are my thoughts. With that, I'll see you guys later.